Welcome into Sports Talk with Theo Dorsey. South Georgia, let's talk sports. And let's take a trip down memory lane to 2014. Football had become an afterthought at Pelham High School. 12 straight losing seasons plagued the small town with a big heart for the pigskin, and the Hornets found themselves on the search for a head coach yet again. Well, they didn't search long, and they didn't have to travel far. Dondrial Pinkins took the call from just up the road at Mitchell County, and losing seasons instantly became a thing of the past. Welcome into the show, Coach Pickens. Of course, we're glad to have you here. And of course, you see that video, a lot of good things happening at Pelham, right?
Yeah, great things happening at Pelham, man. Great day, great year to be a Hornet. Just continue looking for working hard and positive things happening in the future.
That's right. Well, of course, you talk about the future, but you couldn't have got to Pelham without your past. And the thing we like to do here on Sports Talk is go through your coaching resume to show the people where you came from and how you got there. So first off, in 2008, you start off at Mitchell County. For a little bit of, just so people know, I'm sure they know already, but you are from Mitchell County. You played Mitchell Baker. We'll get into your playing days later, but this is a hometown reunion for you. How easy of a decision was it for you to take that job at Mitchell County?
At Mitchell County, it was basically an opportunity. At the time, I was working in finance. Got a call from a few people when the job came open, asking me was I interested in the job. After talking to my wife about it, praying about it, I thought it was a great opportunity for me to get into something that I enjoyed doing as a player. Had never really coached, but had played the game since I was about 5 or 6 years old, and just took the opportunity and ran with it.
So no coaching experience. You dive right in as a head coach. You had your first official full year is 2009, a 3-win season. You bounced that back with a region championship in the following year, and a year that you guys also, you got coach of the year in the region. You what was it, 9-win season you had with the Eagles? Can you speak to that second season? What clicked for you there?
Well, the first season, going into that season, we only had 3 seniors on the roster. So, you know, you really struggle with senior leadership when you only have 3 seniors. So we were very young at the time. We went 3-7. And throughout that season, a lot of young guys got the opportunity to play. And, you know, if you look at the record, we didn't really show signs of improvement, signs of success. But over the course of that season, we got better. And a lot of those young guys the following year, you know, played a very important role on winning that region championship in a 9-win season.
Right. And another thing that happened the following year in 2011, you got named into the Mitchell County Hall of Fame. What was that like, especially with you being back in town now coaching the Eagles?
It means a lot. When you go back and you look at the history of Mitchell County, you know, as a whole, a lot of great athletes, you know, some NFL players, NBA players, a lot of people who've come from Camilla and done very well. So to be inducted into that Hall of Fame, it meant the world to me.
Right. And from your hometown, you decided to venture on out. You went a little south to Valdosta. And that's when you got your job as an assistant, I believe, a wide receivers coach, right?
Wide receivers coach, yes.
Wide receivers coach. You coached under Rance Gillespie. The Wildcats went 7-4 that year, lost in the first round. But another big thing for you here was you got an opportunity to be the offensive coordinator in the Georgia-Florida border war game. What was your experience like with the Wildcats?
It was a great experience. Like I said, when I first took the job at Mitchell, no prior coaching experience. Valdosta was an opportunity for me to kind of step away from the nest, literally, the Eagles' nest, step away from the nest and just kind of perfect my craft. You know, learn from some coaches that have not only played the game, but coached the game and had a lot of success in doing so. So that was my first opportunity to just branch out, work under Coach Gillespie, who taught me a ton of great things, you know, offensively, defensively, just how to run a program, a successful program, and it helped me get to where I am today.
Well, you impressed somebody, and that was a man by the name of Leroy Riles. He brought you on over to Thomasville when he started his tenure there. You were there for 3 years, defensive coordinator, 15 wins in 3 seasons, not exactly a super successful campaign, but did you pick up any things that you still carry with you today from Thomasville days?
A bunch, man, and like I say, in every situation you want to take some positive and some negatives. So I go back and look at my career in Mitchell as a head coach. You know, you look at the Valdosta run and the Thomasville right before I took the Pelham gig. I learned a lot of things from Coach Rouse as well. You know, Coach Rouse being at LSU working under Nick Saban, a lot of those things that I kind of took with me to Pelham, and we've done well. You know, using some of those, you know, those, whatever you want to call it, you know, the way you implement things as far as practicing, organization, structure. You know, we've just kind of taken it and we've beat it into our kids, and they're taking it and running with it. Right,
and now after all of that, after that journey, which your journey is still going, obviously, you've made this stop here in Pelham, where you've done great so far, 20-8 through 2.5 seasons. You got your first region title since 2001 last year, 2 playoff appearances, and you guys scored 391 points in 2016. That was last year. That's the most points all time by a Hornets team. I mean, how did you, and I know he's kind of talked about how you've gotten to this point, and obviously all of that, the culmination of all of those experiences helped out, but what's been the biggest thing that really has helped the success here in Pelham that they weren't really seeing a lot of before you got there?
Just investing time in the kids. You go back to when I played as a player, coming back coaching at Mitchell, at Thomasville. You know, during those years we played Pelham, and Pelham has always had talent. And when I brought my coaching staff in, that was one of the things I preached. You know, Pelham they have the talent. We just got to make sure that we push them, invest in the kids, so that when it's time to, you know, take a withdrawal, that they're ready to give back to us. And I think the more you invest in the kids, you know, the more they know that you trust in them and they believe in you, and they're willing to go out and fight for you.
Right, and those Hornets have been fighting this year, 5-1 so far, doing a really great job out there at the Hornets' nest, as you say. But I want to take a step and talk about your playing days a little bit. The Thrilla from Camilla. You also, once you got done at Mitchell-Baker County, or what it used to be called back then, Mitchell-Baker, as an Eagle, you took a step and went to South Carolina, and you played under a guy that some people might be familiar with, Lou Holtz. I don't know. Some people may have heard of the guy. Obviously, he's a legendary coach, a college football Hall of Famer. Speak to what you picked up there, just playing football under a guy with that much knowledge.
A guy with that much knowledge from day one, just teaching, you know, core values about life, how to be successful, you know, not only as a football player, because we all know that football is not going to last forever. Whether you're playing it, coaching at some point, you're going to have to find other things to kind of do and incorporate those core values into life. And that's one of the biggest things he taught us, just doing the right thing, always committing to whatever you put your mind to, fully commit, and you'll see great results.
Any good Lou Holtz stories? I mean, we see this guy on TV all the time now. We've grown and watched him as a coach and everything. Any good stories from your South Carolina days with him?
A ton of them. Probably the one that I remember the most, and he's a jokester, and he's very motivational. I know we're getting ready to play LSU, I think it was my junior year. We're practicing in an indoor facility, and I'm at quarterback, and I throw a slant route. It gets tipped by a linebacker, and the ball's up in the air. And he's a jokester, and he calls practice. He blows everybody up. We come in, and he goes, hey, Dondrial, LSU don't have the #1 defense because they're good. They're #1 defense because of people like you, son. You're dumb. You got to make better decisions. So it's just things like that, man. I remember just laughing, you know, opportunities to play for him. He's a jokester. He's very motivational. And a lot of those same qualities I like to see in myself and use them with my kids. Just not, you know, harping on football, but you got to have fun at what you're doing.
Right, you got to have fun. And speaking of fun, we got some fun facts from you at practice this week. And we also got your kids involved. Let's take a look at some of the fun facts we do have about Coach Pinkins. His favorite movie is Life from 1999. Favorite food, a Sunday meal, chicken, collard greens, mashed potatoes. And your favorite color here, explain this to me. Any shade of blue?
Any shade of blue. You know, you can wear, you know, dark denim blue jeans. You can wear, you know, light blue.
Is this about what you wear, or is this about what you prefer to like? Is this just anything?
Just any shade of blue. If I can get something in blue, I'm good.
All right. Well, let's see what your players thought. We asked a couple of your players what they think your favorite color is. Let's take a look at what they had.
Cool. Since he played for South Carolina, I'm gonna go with it. Got to be out of them colors, the black and that burgundy-looking color. It is, I guess.
Would you say you knew his favorite color?
No. Besides blue and gold, I wouldn't know.
Well, that wasn't bad. They didn't do terrible. He said blue.
Bad.
So you got one. You got one right. Well, we're going to have much more. And before we go to break, we're going to have trivia afterwards. I got some quick trivia for the fans out there that are watching. You were the first player in FBS football, college football history to throw 2 passing touchdowns for 98-plus yards. There goes a look at you in your South Carolina days. We're going to have trivia, me versus you, to see if you know more than I do about some of the football facts right after the break. Welcome back to the show. Coach Pinkins has built a really solid foundation down in Pelham, and we stopped by practice to see how he did it.
That's right. We did stop by there this week, and we found out more.
Make him work, Mango. Make him work, Javors. Make him work.
It's expectations in the heat of South Georgia that are competing to challenge each Pelham Hornet on this practice field.
Hey, we don't never do a drill where you just let the guy win.
And the pace of each drill is a testament to that. All as Coach Dondrial Pinkins watches close by.
It's hard. I ain't gonna. It's hard working with him, but he gets after us, and he just wants us to be great.
While this afternoon he finds himself running drills, he didn't always know this is where life would take him. That until one day when it did.
At that time, I don't know, I really didn't think about coaching, had never really thought about it, but the opportunity presented itself. I took the opportunity, 100 miles and running.
100 miles and running. 100 miles and running about a decade ago, from a finance job in Atlanta back to Mitchell County, where he made a name for himself as an award-winning high school athlete.
I'm loving it. I couldn't find anything else I think that I would enjoy more.
Now, in Pelham, he's unlocking the code he once held the key to. Pinkins is gaining player trust by putting in time and showing he cares.
He's really nice in the hallway and stuff, and he helps us out with it. If we need like extra tutoring and stuff, he gets us those things, and really and truly helps us out with everything that we possibly could really need.
And that's not just something that happens on its own. It's the product of a philosophy put into practice daily.
Kids won't care about you until they know you care, if that makes sense. You know, kids won't respect you. They won't care about whatever you're teaching them, the things about the finer things in life, until they understand that you care about them.
And from the sound of it,
He a great coach. He a great guy, on and off the field.
the young men he spends his time with know he's got their backs.
And Pinkins says he learned a lot about himself as a coach throughout his career. He says he no longer makes assumptions that players know the rules of the game coming into high school. So to combat that, he focuses on the fundamentals and keeps it simple. And as we learned from some of his players, Pinkins also focuses on keeping them academically fit and eligible to take the field. All right, and we ended there on academics. We're going to test your guys' brains here with a little bit of trivia. We like to call it Theo versus everyone, because that's essentially what happens. Theo takes on everyone we have, so welcome, Coach. And the way it works is pretty simple. I'm going to ask you guys trivia questions. You're going to buzz in to answer, and then if you get the answer right, you get a football. The person with the most at the end wins. Okay. Are you guys ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's go.
Oh, I like this.
Sportsmanship.
I like this. All right, we're going to start here, and these are this or that questions, so you'll have some choices. At the NFL Combine, how many pounds is the bench press rep maximum set at? 225 or 300?
225.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Come on now.
He got
You gotta be quicker than that.
He
You knew that.
knows what's going on now.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
Yeah.
all right,
I was going to wait till the question was ready.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, buzz in when you.
I like that. I like that. I appreciate that. All right. And all right, how long is the longest field goal in Georgia high school football history? Is it 67 yards or 76?
67.
Yes, sir. 67 yards. Rusty Curry, 1999. I don't know if that rings a bell, but
Yeah, no.
that rang a bell and that got a ball. So. All right, we'll keep going. Again, another this or that question. The NFL's William the Refrigerator Perry had his name for a reason. When he was 11 years old, how much did he weigh? 200 pounds or 175? We'll give it to our guest
Yeah, we'll give it to
because
him.
that was pretty much the same time.
200.
Yes, sir. 11 years old, 200 pounds, and I don't know if you even hit that yet. So.
I haven't hit that. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
All right, now these are going to be a little different. You guys have to come up with the answers on your own. I'm not going to give you two choices.
Okay.
All right, what NFL team introduced the no-huddle offense during the 80s?
Broncos.
No, you can give it a shot.
The Colts.
It was the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals.
Dang, I would never guess that one.
All right, we'll keep moving on. And you see, it's still a pretty close game here. So, how many football teams play in the Big Ten Conference?
10.
No.
Oh, not 10 anymore.
12.
Nope, it's 14.
Ooh,
14
they really
now.
did expand that thing. The Legends and okay.
Little
Let's keep it going.
confusion with the name. One more question here before we get to a break. What is the name of the award given out to each season to the nation's top college quarterback? Coach.
Ooh, I don't know.
Walter
I should
Campbell.
know.
No.
Oh, that's
All right, it's the Davy O'Brien Award.
O'Brien,
All right,
yeah,
that brings us to the
yeah.
halfway point here, halftime, you could say. Coach is up by 1. Theo, you got some room to grow here, as we like to say. But we'll see after the break if it stays this close in the second half.
It won't.
And welcome back. We're playing Theo versus everyone. It's our trivia portion of the show. We got Coach Pinkins here from Pelham, and right now he's up by 1 point. So we got a couple questions left. We'll see if that will change, and we'll get right into it. All right, what NFL team's cheerleading squad transformed from a male-female group called the Cowbells and
Cowboys.
Yep.
That's easy. What's up, man? That's easy. I'm from
Dallas
Texas
Cowboys
now.
cheerleaders. Yeah, that's an easy question. They're gonna get after this one. They're gonna get harder. This might not be too hard either. All right, what college bowl game is nicknamed the granddaddy of them all?
Rose Bowl.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it. Come on,
All right,
Coach.
that brings us to the last question.
I'm slugging.
Theo's up by 1 point. This is worth 2 points, though. So
You ready?
he's ready. He's envisioning his success.
You got to.
All right, but anything could happen with this one here. All right. What Native American language was Super Bowl 30 the first to be broadcast in?
What now?
What Native American language was Super Bowl 30 first to be broadcast in? What Native American?
Spanish.
No.
Cherokee?
Nope. It was
Not even language.
Navajo.
Navajo. Man, I knew that from school.
Broadcasting that. Well, that brings us to the end of the game here. Theo?
I don't know. What's one more? You went to college, Coach. Which one is more? I appreciate
Theo
it.
beat it by 1, but hey, it's all here for fun anyways.
Of course, and great. That was a good job. Finished strong
sports
there. We're gonna, now that the trivia is over with, we still have a little more Coach Pickens for you guys, so stick around because right after this, we're gonna be talking about a guy he coached that's now playing in the NFL, Grover Stewart. You see, that's Grover Stewart Day. We'll talk about him and Coach Pickens' playing days right after the break. Welcome back to the show. Of course, we have Coach Pickens here. His Pelham Hornets 5-1. He's now 5-2 after the loss I just handed him in trivia. but we won't talk about that. We won't talk about the trivia. I want to talk a little bit about your playing days when you were doing a whole lot of winning down in Mitchell County. Let's take a look at some of the stuff you did. A 3-sport athlete at Mitchell Baker from 96 to 99. Did I get those years right? It's about right?
Yeah, about right.
About right.
2000.
So you can fact check me a little bit there. But look, basketball, baseball, football, 3 state titles under Rufus McDuffie. How do you feel your playing days at Mitchell County are being remembered now?
It's tough to go to Camilla without remembering the three-peat in basketball. The glory days back when it was Mitchell Baker. I know it's Mitchell County now, but back when Mitchell and Baker was combined, you know, you go places now and people say, where are you from? You know, Camilla, Mitchell County. And if you go Mitchell Baker, oh, Mitchell Baker, okay, people think it's basically just one place or one school, not understanding that it's 2 counties, but that was basically mainly football, you know, football, basketball, baseball, back in the 80s and the 90s when it was Mitchell Baker put, you know, that school on the map.
That's really big, and you earned a nickname there, the Thrilla from Camilla. Now, I have an idea, because I found out that there's multiple people that you guys gave this same nickname to in Camilla, so I have a couple new nicknames, ideas. I want you to bring this back to the hometown. The stat sheet filler. Can we get that to somebody?
Okay, we can make that happen.
Okay, Grover Stewart, can he be the quarterback killer? You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
Chinchilla, I don't know, it rhymed. I'm not really thorough with these things. And then DJ's always just a nickname that we always have. Why do you guys?
I got a DJ coming, a Dondrial Jr. I got that.
Oh, you got, there we go.
I got that
there we
one.
go. DJ on the way then, and we got a couple other ones. So bring those back and see what they do. We can take a little poll in Camilla maybe.
Good deal.
Get some new ideas. And then we did want to talk about Grover Stewart, a guy you coached. I talked a little bit about him. He's with the Indianapolis Colts now. What did you see in him back in high school?
I remember coming back to Mitchell, and you see the kid, and he's about the same size now that he was then. And just seeing the kid when I first got to Mitchell, he didn't play. As a 10th grader, he didn't play. Talked him into coming out as a junior. Came out as a junior and struggled. He struggled with committing. And by his senior year, he was rolling, had a purpose, and was committed to the process. And, you know, now it's paid off for him and his family as well.
Definitely paid off. When you get to that level, you get to the NFL and actually getting some action there. 4th-round pick, the highest pick out of Albany State, so that was pretty big. Well, Coach, I appreciate you having, it's just like I'm sure he appreciates you for getting them on that football field. I appreciate you coming on Sports Talk. Until next time, we'll keep following those Pelham Hornets throughout the season. Again, 5-1. They're a top Region 1A. We'll see how they finish out the season. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk.